welcome to Vlogmas Day 5. We are in almost a full week of Vlogmas. Hard to believe it's flying right by. By the way, welcome. I'm JULZ. I'm one half of the Nutty Nitty Sisters, along with my sister Judith. Here on our YouTube channel, we like to share our love of fiber and any fiber adventures we might get up to, and also Vlogmas. So thank you so much for stopping by to check out my Vlogmas. Make sure that you also check out my sister's. She's doing that as well, although she's a bit under the weather right now. So you'll have to stay tuned for her catch up as soon as she's feeling up to it. So I have 3 Advents this year to share with you. As I mentioned in my previous days, I have the Advent that my sister curated for me. We do this now every year. We started it last year. This is a special one because she hand dyed this, so you'll get to see some of her wonderful gift of dyeing. I also got the Legacy Fiber Artz Advent, and together we got a Hogmanay Box. So I will have information down below in the description box with more details about the Hogmanay Box. Pretty special. It's all yarns from Scotland. We have a fair amount of ancestry in Scotland, so pretty interesting. Love the Scottish yarns. So I also promised yesterday that I would get you some pictures of the snow that we got, and we ended up with a total of, I think, about 6 inches. So it was a pretty good snowstorm, and it was a very wet and very heavy snow. So there were some accidents, there was some loss of power. I have a tree that I planted about 30-something years ago, a pine tree in the front yard. It took quite a hit earlier this year when we had a bad windstorm, and I think this storm did it in. I think it's gonna have to come down. So it's a little heartbreaking because it's something I planted and it's got a lot of years invested in it, but we'll plant another one and we'll keep it going. So I will have those pictures somewhere here. I'll either cut out to them or have them going while I'm talking to you here about it. I also got some pictures of me doing some winding today. So we will get into the Advents, and I will talk a little bit more about what I was winding. So let's get right to it. Let's go ahead and start with Judith's Advent as usual. Today is day 5, so I have a special instruction. There are some extras different days here, and I am supposed to open those before I open the box, with the exception of one extra that I open after the box. So we'll see if I get these instructions right. So this is open on day 5. So let's open on day 5. See what we have. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I smelled it as soon as I opened the lid. Does anyone else know what these are before I tell you what these are? These are from my childhood. We had these every Christmas. Usually it was either my mom and I doing these, or my sister, my other sister Janine and I, we sometimes made them. They're called cathedral windows. They're really actually very easy, but they were a staple. We had to have them every Christmas on the goodie trays. And it's basically like melted chocolate chips. I think there's a little bit of egg in there, egg and sugar. And then you mix in colored marshmallows, the colored mini marshmallows. You lay that out on wax paper, roll it up in a log, put it in the refrigerator for a little while, and then take it out and slice it into these little slices that we call cathedral windows. And they kind of do. When you get all those different colors of the mini marshmallows in there, they kind of look like stained glass windows. So thank you so much, Judith. That's a nice little memory, a nice little walk down memory lane. And she knows me, I love my chocolate. So I will have to hide this because I don't think I might share them, but I might not. All right, so now we have a day 5 box. Let's see if we can find, here we go, day 5. And again, this Advent is along the theme of the story, 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. So we progress through that story with each box. And on day 5, it is, the moon on the breast of the new fallen snow gave a luster of midday to objects below. And the colorway is luster of midday. I hope that's coming out right for you and not backwards. Oh, and this is so pretty. Oh, look at those colors. This is my colors. The only difference is there's purple here, but these coral colors, absolutely. Coral and turquoise, those are, or some people call it teal, but those are my favorite colors, and this has a lot of that in it, so I love it. And it does, it definitely looks like a sunrise, doesn't it? It's beautiful. Look at those colors. It's just beautiful. It's coming up pretty true right there. Might be just a little bit darker, a little bit deeper, but that is pretty close. This is on Nomad Yarn base. It's their Marshmallow DK. It is a very plump and squishy yarn. I'm not sure if you could tell when I held it up close there, but it has a very high twist, and I like a high twist yarn. So that is awesome. That's a beautiful one, Judy. You did wonderful again. It definitely looks like a sunrise. Beautiful. All right, that's day 5. And we'll put these goodies right back here because we don't want anybody to think they're available and open. Okay, now we have our Legacy Fiber Artz Advent. This theme this year is the North Pole. Came with a nice card to tell us what the different color names are for each day. And I decided I'm coloring each day as I open them so that when I get done, I'll have a nice little picture that I'll have to commemorate my Advent. So we have opened 4. Let's get, there's number 5 right there. And let's see how good I am today at finding number 5. It's been a little struggle for me. It's very quick and easy. Right here is, let's see if you can see it, Prancer's Pizza Shop. So let's see what we have for an interpretation of Prancer's Pizza Shop. Oh, very cute, very cool. Yep. Looks like a pepperoni pizza, maybe with a few black olives on it. Or maybe this is, see the little bit of black or green? Oh, it's green actually. So maybe that's the green of the trees. But other than that, the overall color reminds me of a pepperoni pizza. Very cute. I like that. The colors are beautiful too, not just the interpretation of the color of the name, but yeah, the colors are great too. Sue is just, she's a amazing dyer. And I'll bring it up close so you can get a good look. Yep, that's pretty true to the colors right there. Awesome. And theirs is a really nice base too. I'm not sure who their supplier is, but it's a great, nice base. And it's a fairly light fingering, but it's got a nice twist to it too. It's a great yarn. So wonderful, wonderful. Having a grand time with these colors. And I'll have another day to color on the sheet. Yay! All right. And last but certainly not least, we have the Hogmanay Box. And we have day 5. So let's see what we have for our day 5 color. Try to minimize the crinkling. Oh, it is crinkly. Oh yes, another Uradale yarns. And look at that. Oh, that's a beautiful color. Their colors are so rich, so pretty. This colorway is Ling Meal, I think is how it's pronounced. Ling Meal. And that is really a beautiful colorway. This is 25 grams and 86 meters, which is about 93 yards. So yeah, loving that. Can't wait to see all of these colors unfold. They all go into a project at the end. It's a 31-day advent. So we will have 31 25-gram skeins of yarn. I don't have a guess yet on what this project could be. The only hint we've really gotten is that it will be a home type project, like home decor or something for home use. So yeah, really excited to see what that becomes, because there's some beautiful colors going on in here so far. Let me turn up the light there so you can see it. Kind of. Just beautiful. All right, let's see, what else did I share? What else did I get up to today? I worked. That was a long work day. And oh, I did also knit on my blanket, my Advent blanket. This is from my Advent last year from a Yarn to Die For Designs, who is now retired. And I'm not in the middle of a row, so you can see it a little bit better. I have completed another mini here and started the next one. And I have just the one that I started and 2 more minis, and it will be done. And this is the same thing that I'm going to do with the Legacy Fiber Artz Advent. I'm just loving this blanket because it's just garter stitch, it's squishy, it's warm. I love the idea of having an Advent all-in-one project, so I can always look at that project and know that was all from that Advent. I've got to figure out something though. I'm thinking I want to make just a small label of some sort that I can put down in the corner so that I can say what Advent it was and what year. So I've got to find cloth labels of some sorts that I can put a label on that blanket and remember that. And on that note about that pattern, I also need 5 full skeins, 100 gram full skeins to go with the 24 minis for that blanket. So I did do some stash diving, and I had purchased a 10-pack of yarns from Nomad Yarn. There's their label. Nomad.com is their website. This is their eggshell base, which is a 70% superwash merino and 30% nylon, 100 grams, 437 yards. It's a 4-ply fingering sock weight. It is a beautiful yarn. I don't know if that's really going to do it justice, if you're really going to be able to see it, but it has a great twist. It's squishy, soft, and I just thought, okay, this is just a bare, undyed yarn. Holding this together with the minis as I knit it is really going to allow those yarns to shine, to really be able to see the colors of those. So I did take a little fast forward video of me balling up this first skein, and I'm just going to do one at a time as I go because it does take a bit of time, and I want to get cast on because now I have 5 days I gotta catch up on. So last year's Advent blanket will have to go on hold just for a little bit till I at least get these days caught up, and then maybe I can work them in, do a mini on that one after I do a mini on this one. So yep, that is the plan for the Legacy Fiber Artz Advent. Don't know what I'm going to do with Judy's yet. I really need to see it in its entirety before I can figure out exactly what I want to do with that. The good thing is that is all on the same base as well. So if I wanted to, I could do that in a blanket, same as I'm doing these, and not have to hold a yarn double. That's DK, so my fingering I'm doubling to get a DK. I could just straight up knit hers, which wouldn't be a bad thing. But I may also want to do something a little bit different with hers. We'll see. I've been thinking in the back of my mind about the anthology throw that was from Helen Stewart's Knit Vent last year. I still need to finish mine. I'm maybe halfway, I think. It is a huge circular shawl, if you want to call it that, but it could also be a very good circular blanket. Thing I like about that is because it is so big, you could use it as a circular blanket, but I like the idea that I think I'll probably use it folded in half and use it as a shawl. It would be a very nice shawl, nice heavy warm shawl, but very versatile because it is so big. So that might be a good idea for that, using a bare yarn, of course, so that her colors could shine as well. So with the anthology throw, I would probably stripe between the bare undyed and her skeins, and that way I would have stripes of her colors. So a couple of ideas I'm tossing around there. If you have any ideas, if you have a project that you think would fit that Advent knitting 24 mini skein kind of scenario well, leave a comment down below. I love to look at patterns and get some ideas. And especially if you have pictures, project pages on Ravelry that I can see what you've done, even better. I would love to see them. So I will keep this short. As you can see out the window, it's dark already, and I need to do a little edit and then go ahead and get this uploaded for you. So thank you once again for stopping by and watching. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. We would also love it if you would subscribe, because we would love to have you in our community. And if you are already subscribed, thank you so much for being in our community. And don't forget, you can give the thumbs up as well. So thank you once again. I hope that you will join me again for day 6, and happy Vlogmas. Bye.